The footage that you're seeing right now is me buckling down to the pressure of FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. I don't usually buy cosmetics in video games, it's really rare for me to be honest. And now that it's been a couple of days since I bought the Killzone Cross Helldivers collab armor, which does look undeniably cool. And I also bought the comic accurate Psylocke skin for Marvel Rivals. But since these purchases, I have not been able to shake this feeling that I did something wrong. Helldivers 2 is a game that I do play on and off, and recently I re-downloaded it, saw the collab and just went straight to the store page, slapped some V-Bucks on the counter and spent £16, which gave me just enough credits to get the helmet, the armor set, a cape and a weapon, and just some little bits of credit left over. Why did I spend £16 on a cosmetic for a game that I do not play regularly enough to warrant that purchase? It doesn't do anything to enhance my experience with the game, it was purely because it does look undeniably cool. I don't have many people to play this game with. Most of the time I'm usually playing it with randoms online or one other friend, but mostly I play it by myself. And I know it sounds ridiculous, it's only £16, but it's not about the money, it's more about the point. Why did I buckle under this pressure and buy this essentially pointless purchase? So I started doing some research online and it really was eye-opening, to say the least. Now, of course, I know that there are very many shady business practices that goes into convincing us to buy stuff. And it would seem developers have weaponized our desire to belong, to achieve and to collect cool items in our games, turning what should be a very fun escape into a constant grind. Today, gaming is less about the joy of playing the game and more about the fear of falling behind. Just think about it for a second. When was the last time that you played an online multiplayer game purely for fun, without feeling the pressure of having to complete a daily quest, grind 100 headshots for a camo, or even snag a cool looking item from the store before it vanishes forever? I just want to go on record and say I don't actually have any problems with earning cosmetic items through gameplay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and I don't necessarily have a problem with purchasing cosmetics in games, under certain circumstances. But what I do have a problem with is the rise of time-limited content, exclusive rewards that have just completely shifted the focus from enjoying the game at your own pace to just chasing these fleeting opportunities. Battle passes seem to have turned gaming into a chore, changing what should be a very fun downtime into an endless to-do list. But yet, we allow this to happen. Why? Well, that's just because the FOMO is real. Seeing other players with rare skins, higher ranks can make us feel left out, as if our experience is somehow inferior if we don't have it all. Now, you may be the type of person who can buy a game, even get it for free, and never put a single penny into it, and you can get countless hours of fun, and that's great, I'm really happy for you. But unfortunately, that's just not the case with everyone. I like to think I'm not that person, but my Killzone Helldivers armor and my comic accurate Psylocke skin beg to differ. Social media only really amplifies the FOMO effect as well, with your favourite streamers, your favourite YouTubers showcasing their exclusive skins. Whether it's intentional or not, but they constantly remind us of what we don't have. But with a quick purchase, you know, 15, 20 bucks, you can have the latest Dr. Disrespect skin. But if you don't get it now, then it'll be gone forever, and everyone you know will know that you're the reason your parents got divorced. So quick, focus over that cash, no one gets hurt. This FOMO-driven approach to gaming isn't just exhausting, it's really ruining the whole reason we play video games. Video games are supposed to be about exploration, creativity, and the freedom to really immerse yourself in another world, in another story, just to escape from reality for just a little bit, but instead we're now being shackled to these artificial deadlines and these psychological tricks that are designed to keep us hooked. Developers have turned the games into a constant grind. Now, of course, not all developers and publishers. There are some very, very good developers and publishers out there. But let's face it, they have got us figured out. They know what makes us tick. They know how to mess with our heads. The limited time events, the seasonal rewards, the exclusive skins, they're not just cool extras anymore. They make you feel like if you don't play it now, then you've lost that chance forever. And honestly, it works. They put these time limits on everything, so suddenly a skin or emote or whatever it is feels way more valuable than what it really is. It's not even necessarily about whatever the item is, it's more about the thought of if I don't get it, then I don't ever get it. What if I miss out? And in all honesty, it's genius. But it's also kind of messed up when you really think about it. It's like you're stuck in this constant loop where if you're not playing the game for fun, then you're just trying to keep up. And at some point, it's just not worth it. Games are supposed to be about exploring, enjoying yourself, and doing your own thing. Not about these developers pulling the strings and keeping you hooked. And I do understand, they want you to get hooked. Of course, they have to make money and stuff like that. I totally understand it. But there's also ways I think that they could change the gaming ecosystem to be a bit more healthier to the general population. And at some point we should really recognize what's going on here. It's not about needing every single skin, every reward just to have a good time. You should just be playing the games to have a good time, but instead we are just being milked hard with FOMO. Of course, there are games out there that really respect the player, so you buy the game and you get everything included, no strings attached. Look at Baldur's Gate 3, for example. It's really not easy to break the cycle, but seriously, it's so worth it. Play the games for the fun of it, not just because you're scared of missing out. And in this way, you can bring back the joy of gaming and break free from the FOMO trap. The fear of missing out doesn't have to define how you play games, and I think it's about time we take back control, rediscover the magic, and play our own games on our own terms. It's worth just asking, are we really enjoying the games we're playing? Or are we just chasing stuff because we're scared of missing out? It's just something to think about. For me, I'd rather just focus on having fun and playing the games on my terms, not letting some FOMO-driven marketing agenda gimmick ruin my fun. And yet, I still fell for FOMO. Why does FOMO work so well? Well, of course, it's the scarcity bias. When you know something's so rare, it instantly feels more valuable. Our brains are basically programmed to think, if this is hard to get, then it must be special. So when a game throws a limited time only skin to reward us for playing at this certain time and getting this amount of challenges done, it suddenly becomes so much more desirable than something that we could just grab at any time. And it doesn't even essentially matter what the item is, even if we're going to use it or not. It's just the fact that it's rare that makes us want it so badly. And then of course we got the social proof. Oh yeah, look at me, I've got this Dr. Disrespect skin. Oh, look at me, I'm so cool. I don't know why I'm using him as an example, but or Mr. Beast Fortnite skin, I don't know, something along those lines. And that leads on to the loss aversion. Our brains hate missing out on stuff way more than we enjoy gaining new stuff. It's why losing $20 feels worse than finding $20 feels good, if that makes sense. In gaming, this means we're more stressed about not getting the limited time skin than we are excited about anything else the game has to offer. It's that fear of regret. That's what keeps us logging in, grinding and spending our hard-earned money. Or your mum's money. But when you put these three things together, it's no wonder FOMO has gotten under our skins. It's like our psychology is just being used against us. And once you recognize these patterns, you can start a pushback. You don't have to essentially chase every limited reward deal or feel bad for skipping out something that doesn't really bother you. The fun of gaming isn't about just collecting everything in the game. It's more about the enjoyment of the experience. And that's what really matters. So, how do we overcome FOMO? Well, clearly I'm still trying to figure that one out because I've spent so much money on 2 pointless skins for games I sort of play on and off, but alright. But of course there are ways of beating FOMO. It's not going to be easy, but there are some solid strategies that we can try and take back control. We set our own goals. Instead of letting game timers and events dictate what you do, focus on what actually makes you happy in the game. Maybe it's exploring the world, completing cool challenges to get game skins that are earned through non-timed events. Or just chilling with your friends. Forget the limited time offers, count down, and play the game at your own pace. When you're working towards your own goals, it's way more satisfying than chasing someone else's agenda. Maybe limit the game subscriptions, like the battle passes, the season passes, and subscription service, which are just built to just pressure you into playing every single day. And if that's stressing you out, consider cutting back, or even just skipping them out entirely. Play games because you want to, not because the game is nudging you with these deadlines. It's like so much more freeing when you just log in when you feel like it and play the game how you want. Number 3 is budget your time and money. It's so easy to get carried away, so by trying to set limits on yourself, you can really dictate how you view the game now. You can decide how many hours you want to put in a game per week or per month, how much money you're comfortable dropping on skins and extras. Stick to that plan and suddenly you're in control, not the game. You'll be surprised how good it feels to set boundaries. And number 4, which is probably what I do most of the time, play single player or timeless games. If FOMO's got you down, maybe it's time to mix up your gaming library, maybe try out some single player games. There are so many, and I really want to emphasize this, so many great single player games out there that just do not rely on these time-sensitive events. And these games will bring back that experience of enjoyment without the constant login on don't miss out on pressure. Honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. And number 5, mute the noise. Social media, in-game notifications are like fuel for a fire when it comes to FOMO. Turn off event reminders, unfollow those gaming accounts that constantly hype up these must-haves. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, Ninja. I don't know. It really is. If you don't see it, then you're way less likely to feel like you're missing out. Out of sight, out of mind. Totally works. And number 6, embrace missing out. Here's the truth. It is totally okay to miss out. Like, seriously, the next time you feel like that urge of just logging in, oh, I'm gonna buy this new skin, buy this new reward, just think about it. In 6 months, are you really gonna care about that skin? 9 times out of 10, the answer is probably no. Missing an event isn't the end of the world, it's just a chance to focus on something else, something new. And at the end of the day, gaming should be fun. I cannot stress this enough. It is not a source of stress. Take back the reins, play the games you want to play, and just enjoy them. That's how it should be. FOMO is a very clever little trick these developers use to keep us hooked, but it does not have to ruin your life and ruin your gaming fun. Play the games you love, play them when you want to play them, don't let this fear of missing out take the fun away. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little ramble. I don't know where I was really going with this video. I think it's just more of a way of getting out my anger for spending so much money on some pointless purchases. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.